Hi, I'm Pink142, aka Taylor, and today I'm going to be doing a game of F, Marry, Kill. And I'm going to be saying the F word. Well, I'm just going to be saying F. I'm not going to be saying the actual word because this is a live stream and I don't want to be uh, copyrighted. I don't want YouTube coming after me. So, yeah. And I was going to do do the ones that I've seen online, like the games you can play online. But I thought it'd be better if I just wrote down some names, put them in this box. You can see I put them in this box, and I'm just gonna pull out a random name, and I'm gonna pull out three random names, three famous celebrities, and you guys know how this game works. And I do have some women in here. I'm not gay and I'm not lesbian or bi or anything like that, but just for diversity. Although I do respect the LGBTQ community because I have cousins that's in that community, so I respect it. And so, and I have a friend that's in that community as well, so I respect that community. Nothing wrong with it. But without further ado, I'd like to begin. So, start off. And I shook these up really well, so they should be fine. And the first one, uh, it's hard to read, but Nick Jonas. So, good choice. Next one. Oh, my personal favorite, Anthony Padilla, my YouTuber crush. John Cena. Oh, this one's good. And you can't see it, but up on this wall over here, I have a giant poster of John Cena. I love John Cena. He's my second favorite wrestler. My favorite is actually that man right there, The Undertaker. So, yeah. Uh, so, I'm going to uh, F John Cena. And the reason why I want to F John Cena is because he he doesn't like kids. Well, it's not that he doesn't like kids. He doesn't want kids because of how busy and hectic his schedule is. And I I only know this because it was on like Total Divas or something like that on that show, and he was talking with his fiance Nikki Bella about kids. He says he's got too busy of a schedule to even want to take care of kids, and that's a kind of a deal breaker for me because I want kids, and so I'd rather just get it over with and F him. Uh, you all saw this coming if you guys haven't already tuned in, but Anthony Padilla, I'm going to marry him. I love Anthony Padilla. I, he is so good looking, and he he seems like the guy that like here recently I've seen like before he quit Smosh, he was doing like vlogs on his new his now channel that's not his personal channel anymore, but it was his personal channel at the time. He was doing vlogs on there with his girlfriend Miel, and he and uh and he was wearing like this sweater. Like in one of the videos, he was wearing like this really nice sweater, and the way that his hair was, he seemed like a guy that like I could take home. And if I told him not to say the B word, female dog, bitch, told him not to say that or cuss, he'd be like, okay, I can do it. I can do it. I'll do it for you. That's what I imagine him being like. He'd be like, you tell him not to cuss in front of your parents, and he'd be for it. He'd be like, okay, I'll do anything for you. And like he seems like a guy that I could take home to my parents, and my parents would love him. My dad would. My dad would just talk to him, if my dad would talk to anyone. And I have to kill Nick Jonas. I'm sorry, but I'm from Tulsa. I'm a Hanson fan, even though I'm wearing a Neon Tree shirt. But I'm a Hanson fan, and Hanson and Tulsa, being a Tulsa Hanson fan, aka Tulsa Fanson, that doesn't go well with the Jonas Brothers. I never liked their music, never got into their music, and I just don't see the hype behind Nick Jonas or even Joe Jonas. I don't see the hype behind it. I don't. I don't think he's attractive. So that's why I'd kill him. I'd kill him. Get over and done with. Next one. Oh. Chad Michael Murray. You don't know who Chad Michael Murray is? You guys probably have not been living. Like, what planet are you from? You've probably been living under a rock. He was on. He was in the remake of Freaky Friday. He played Jake. He played the guy that worked at the school that looked like a student, but he wasn't a student. That Lindsay Lohan's character had a thing for. He was on that one. He did Gilmore Girls. He was on Gilmore Girls for a little while, and then he was also in A Cinderella Story. But his most famous role is One Tree Hill. He played Lucas Scott in One Tree Hill. Oh my goodness, he is. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Next one. PewDiePie. Yeah, PewDiePie. I did include YouTubers in here, so yeah, I wanted some diversity in that thing. And any excuse to put Anthony Padilla in this is great. Next one. Louis Tomlinson, my favorite One Direction member. Everyone's all like, "Oh, Zayn! Oh, Harry!" Wait, no. Louis is the best looking One Direction member. Yeah. So I would have to F Chad Michael Murray because he seems like a guy that'd be great in bed, but the reason why I can't marry him is because as much as I love him, as much as I think he's good looking and all that, he cheated on his first wife, which was Sophia Bush, who played Brooke Davis on One Tree Hill, and it was also in John Tucker Must Die, that movie. They were married for a little while, and they got divorced because he cheated on her. He's been known to cheat, and I don't want to be with a cheater. I don't want to marry a cheater. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry, Chad, but I gotta F you. I gotta have sex with you. I gotta marry Louis Tomlinson because I'll still get to have sex with him no matter what. And he's hot. And who wouldn't want to marry Louis Tomlinson? And then I'm sorry, Internet's going to hate me for this, but I gotta kill PewDiePie. I have to kill PewDiePie because I'm jealous of him. I'm jealous that he has that many subscribers and I only have 20. Super jealous. And two, I've seen quite a few of his videos and I do like some of his videos, but he gets into a lot of hot mess a lot of times. It's like, he made a joke one time that was a very offensive joke and he didn't realize that it was an offensive joke until after the fact. It's like, come on, quit making these offensive jokes. They're not even funny. So I just have to kill him so that way we can have someone else be number one. Yeah. Next one is James Laverty. Okay, if you guys don't know him, you guys probably aren't One Tree Hill fans, but he played Nathan Scott for 9 seasons. Chad Michael Murray was only on it for 6 seasons, but James Laverty was on it for 9 seasons, playing Nathan Scott, and man, I love James Laverty. I love him. Robert Buckley. Oh, another One Tree Hill. Another One Tree Hill. person. So Robert Buckley, he was on Nip Tuck. He did Nip Tuck for a while. Then he did One Tree Hill for 3 seasons. He was on it for the last 3 seasons, 7, 8, and 9. And he was also on 666 Park Avenue. I think that was the name of the show. He was on that one. And right now he's on iZombie. And he's killing it over there. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that show because I watch other stuff when that show comes on. So, but I know that he's been killing it over at iZombie. And yeah, I love Robert Buckley. Yeah. Then next one. Hillary Burton. Oh, all 3 One Tree Hill all 3 One Tree Hill actors. How did that work out? So Hillary Burton was on One Tree Hill for the first 6 seasons, and then both her and Chad Michael Murray left. She played Peyton Sawyer, and then later became Peyton Scott. Peyton Sawyer on the show, and she was awesome. And then she was also on White Collar. She did White Collar for a while before I think it got canceled. Then she did a few episodes of Grey's Anatomy, and yeah. Oh, this one's tough. We have to yeah. I'm gonna have to F James Laverty. I love him and think he'd be great in bed. I can't marry him because I always see Bethany Joy Lenz with him, who played Haley James Scott for 9 seasons on One Tree Hill. I always see her with him. It's weird. But I just want to F him. I would marry Robert Buckley because who wouldn't want to marry Robert Buckley? He's hot. And then I would kill Hillary Burton. And the reason why I'd kill her is because I saw clips. I stopped watching Grey's Anatomy when One Tree Hill came on at the same time. And then when One Tree Hill went off the air, Glee came on at the same time when I was watching that. So I stopped watching it. And it took me like 2 years after Derek died to realize that Derek had actually died. I'm like, what? Derek died? Spoiler alert, he dies. If you haven't gotten caught up on the show, he died. Horrifically, by the way. But I saw clips of Hillary Burton on there, and I was like, no, you don't look good in scrubs. You don't look good in hospital uniform, hospital attire. Why are you on there? And she was playing this lesbian woman who was into Robbins. No, it wasn't Robbins. It's either Robbins or Torres. It was either Robbins or Torres. I can't remember exactly who it was. One of the two she was into, and they were having sex, and it was just super weird and super awkward, and I couldn't watch it. I was like, it's like really awkward. Like Hillary Burton, I always see her on One Tree Hill. I can't see her doing anything else. I was fine with her on White Collar. Like she was fine on White Collar, because I saw she was great in White Collar, but I see her as Peyton Sawyer on One Tree Hill. I don't see her in anything else. And the fact that she was on Grey's Anatomy, I have to kill her for that, because she just didn't look great. Even though I love music, and her character on One Tree Hill was passionate about music, can't do it. Next one. Tyra Banks. Yeah. When I thought about this, thought about writing this down a few days ago, and I was like, oh, Tyra Banks. Like, I thought about Tyra Banks and a few other people, and I was like, she originally started this whole thing of me writing it down. Yeah. And two, some of those ones that, like the one I did online not too long ago, it was like, really, it's hard to explain, but basically what it was like they you couldn't do both boys and girls. You could only do you can only choose if you want to do a guy, just guys. You can only choose if you want to do just girls. And it was, yeah, and then like a lot of it was very repetitive too. And then there were a few like dead people in there, like Elvis, Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell, uh, Christopher Reeve. And I'm like, all these people are dead. These people are dead. Like, why would I want to F a dead person or marry a dead person? That's not, no. Have people that are still living. So that's why I decided to write it down too. But Tyra Banks. Next one. Oh, I just got done talking about her. Bethany Joy Liz. Yeah. I love her. She was also in she was also in Bring It On Again, if you ever saw that movie. She was in that movie. She was evil in that movie, like she was mean. But yeah, in One Tree Hill, she was like she was one of the nicest characters on One Tree Hill. Markiplier. Oh. My goodness. Yeah, I'm going to. Oh, it just fell back in there. I'm going to have to F Markiplier because he did an episode of YouTubers React where they were talking about like this ad company that made women's clothing. And they got like a bunch of actors to come in and do like their first on-screen kiss. And he was watching it. They had some of these YouTubers watching it on YouTubers React. And at the end, they asked him if he had ever kissed a random stranger, and he was like, "I was at a party, got drunk, and I asked the lady if she wanted to make out. I asked this girl if she wanted to make out, and she was like, yeah, and so they made out. And I'm like, he could probably be great in bed, yeah." Marry Bethany Joy Lenz. I have to marry Bethany Joy Lenz because we actually share the same birthday. We're both born April 2nd, and she's awesome. And like that you share a birthday with, you have no excuse to forget when your partner's birthday is. If you forget their birthday, there's something wrong with you. So I would want to marry her because there would be like one day of the year where she'd get mad at me if I forgot, which would be our anniversary. If I forgot our anniversary, that'd be the only time she'd get like really mad at me. And I feel like I'd rather have one day out of the year where my spouse is mad at me than have 2 days out of the year where my spouse is like really mad at me. So I have to marry Bethany Joy Lenz. I also share a birthday with the late great Leon Russell and Marvin Gaye, and a few other people, but those are the main ones. And then I have to kill Tyra Banks. She had her own show. I think it was called like the Tyra Banks Show or the Tyra Show or something like that, or it's called Tyra. And this was while she was doing America's Next Top Model, and she went on there and she took out her hair extensions, and I was like, that woman has guts. That woman has guts. It took a lot of courage for her to do that. She was like one of the very first celebrities to ever like really do that, and I commend her for that. But I saw her on an episode. She did a couple of episodes of Glee, and she was very creepy. She's beautiful but creepy at the same time. She's beautifully creepy, so that's why I have to kill her. Not into the beautiful creepiness of her. Next one. Ryan Gosling. Oh my goodness. Quick story about Ryan Gosling. When I first watched The Notebook, I didn't think he was that attractive. It wasn't until I saw the trailer for the movie that I didn't go see. I didn't go see this movie, but I saw the trailer for it. It was Crazy Stupid Love, I think it was. It was him and Steve Carell was also in it. And he was lifting up his shirt. Ryan Gosling lifted up his shirt and he had like a 6-pack. And I was like, he's hot. literally had a crush on him from that moment, and now I have a crush on him. Now he's one of my celebrity crushes. So Ryan Gosling. Sophia Bush. I talked about her too. She was on John. She was in John Tucker Must Die. She was on One Tree Hill. Played Brooke Davis on One Tree Hill for 9 seasons. She was actually in every single episode of One Tree Hill except for the pilot episode. That was the only episode because they hadn't casted her yet. They had Brooke Davis didn't exist in the pilot episode. It wasn't until like the second episode that she became part of the cast, and she was in it ever since. So Sophia Bush, I love. I didn't see her on Chicago. I haven't watched her on Chicago PD because I watched. There was a show that she did. It was like Three's Company, but it was like with with roles reversed. It was like she was instead of it being 2 girls and 1 guy living in a house, there was 2 guys and 1 girl living in this house, and it didn't do so well. It didn't pop off very well. It wasn't that popular. It wasn't, and so it didn't go anywhere. So they canceled the show, and then she got on Chicago PD, and she's been killing the game ever since then. She's been doing great ever since. But I haven't watched it because I can't get into those Chicago shows. I can't get into them. I loved her in John Tucker Must Die, and I loved her on One Tree Hill. But Chicago PD, I'm not a huge fan of. Neither is my mom, and my mom loves watching like Chicago Med and Chicago Fire. She loves watching those 2 shows, but Chicago PD she's not into. Next one, final one actually, Adam Levine. Oh my goodness, I'm not wearing my Maroon 5 shirt. I wore it like last week. I mean, I've worn it already, so it needs to be washed. So I'm wearing my Neon Tree shirt, but I'm wearing my Maroon 5 shirt. But I love Adam Levine. I do. I love Adam Levine. So I am going to. This one's tough. Not nearly as tough as the other one with James Laverty and Hillary Burton. That and Robert Buckley. That one was tough. That was even more tough. I'm not making this up. It was even more tough. This one's tough. But I'm going to have to. You're probably thinking, why aren't you marrying him? You love him so much. And that's Adam Levine. I can't marry him because he's already married. He's already married, and Bahati doesn't have to know. She doesn't have to know. Like, just do it one time. I'll be like, he was drunk, and I was okay with it. It was consensual. It was mutual. Like, we both wanted it. It was at a party, and we didn't mean for it to happen. That's how it would probably go down. But I'd F Adam Levine because he's hot, and he's already got a baby on the way. He's got another baby on the way. Congratulations, by the way, Adam. When I found out a couple of days ago that you were having a baby, you and your wife were having another baby, I was upset. I was like, no, why? And then now it's kind of grown on me. I've gotten used to it. I'm like, good for you. Do you. If you and your wife want to have like 100 kids, have 100 kids. That's not my life. But you're about to have another kid. I don't want to. It's just, yeah. I mean, he's having another kid, so it's like he's doing something right to have another kid. So that's why I would want to F Adam Levine. I gotta marry Ryan Gosling. Because he's hot, and who would want to wake up to Ryan Gosling every morning and see that face? Yeah. You may not wake up to him every morning because he might be like away, like doing on site filming. Yeah, like on site filming, whatever you want to call it. He might be filming on location. Yeah, so you may not wake up to him every day and see that face, but it'd still be nice to wake up and see him almost every day. And he's probably like the hopeless romantic type too. So yeah, Ryan Gosling. And I'm sorry, I love Sophia Bush, but I have to kill her. I have to kill her because I can't marry her and I can't do her. I can't do her. And it's mostly because her character was such a B. Her character was such a B on One Tree Hill, and I loved it. I loved her character. Don't get me wrong, but it's just I I can't get into her. I can't marry her, and especially when you got Adam Levine and Ryan Gosling as your uh, other choices. It's an easy choice, killing Sophia Bush. Now, if she was with someone else, like if she was with like Nick Jonas and Adam Levine, of course I'd marry her. I'd marry her. But if she wasn't with, but she's not with him. She's with Ryan Gosling and Adam Levine. So that's F Mary Kill. If you guys want to see me do any other game like this, hit that post in the comments below. And also, I might end up doing next week. I might end up doing taking a page out of Smosh's book. They used to have this show on their second channel, which is now called Smosh Pit, called Seriously Super Stupid Sleepover, and they would play like a bunch of like sleepover games. Like, and there was one where it was called like Boyfriend Girlfriend Machine, where basically you draw a name out of a box like this, and then it'll be like, okay, I drew a name out of the box. Okay, that is Sophia Bush. Okay, and then you'll pick out from another box different from this. It'll have like a good quality in there. It'll be like, oh, Sophia Bush. Give smile. Her smiles give. There's when they smile, it cures every illness and disease you have. And then there'll be like a bad quality. It'll be like, okay, they I can't think, like every time you're around them you get explosive diarrhea, something like that. And then you'll pick out another name. It'll be like another name out of a box like this, and it'll be like, oh, Adam Levine. And then you'll pick out a good quality like can talk to can make food for you with a flick of the wrist from the hours of 4 o'clock and midnight. 4 o'clock in the afternoon and midnight by the flick of the wrist. But the bad quality is he's every time you see him, every time you lie, they lose a body part. Something like that. So, and you have to choose between the two, which one you'd rather date. So I might end up doing that next week. I have to see. It will probably most likely be that. I'll probably end up using some of the same people that I used today. And I just gotta create the good qualities and bad qualities. And if you guys want to see that, then hit the like button and comment below. And so that's what might happen next week. I don't know exactly what will happen. I'm hoping something will happen next week. I'm running out of ideas here. So comment below what you want to see me do, and I will try to do it. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because on Monday I'm doing Marvel versus DC. So look forward to that. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Bye!